what I can say, 5 powerful presentations yesterday, starting from the Premier, who highlighted the creation of threats and opportunities that have been brought about by the 4IR, and that the new opportunities should be explored. And the target group for these opportunities, according to him, it's the youth who are between 10 and 20 years of age. And that these youth, they need skill set that bridges the the digital gap. And he also highlighted that there is new curricula that is needed with new pedagogical approaches or instructional strategies, and also highlighted what Soap-like University is doing by having the first of its own kind in Africa, the Bachelor of Science degree in Data Science, and how SPU is involved or be involved with the TVET colleges in the teaching and learning of a higher certificate in IT. We also had a presentation by Professor Mbuyu on 4IR, and the drivers of 4IR, he highlighted artificial intelligence and machine learning, where artificial intelligence, machine learning, and robotics have to be taught to the learners at their tender ages, and also indicated that jobs are not destroyed by 4th industrial revolution, but they are just displaced. And one of the current studies he indicated was the DJing in truck driving, which we found so fascinating. And also he advocated for the 21st century skills and universities working collaboratively with TVET colleges and other education and training institutions. We had also another powerful presentation from Professor Lau on the role of higher education in 4IR. And here he talked about the impacts of a revolution, which are not always predictable, and it speaks to how do we prepare for jobs that we don't even know their names. How do we manage to prepare something that we don't even know, we can't even give names to as yet? And he advocated for flexibility of timetabling at the institutions of higher education and training, and that technology in this instance should be just an enabler. In other words, it is a means to an end and not the end in itself. And also advocated for interdisciplinary teaching. And he also indicated that universities are now role players in the quest for innovation. They are not really the center in all this process, but they are one of the role players, requiring engineering thinking, not necessarily engineering, but engineering thinking and innovation. And part of the attributes for curricula should be looking at computer literacy, manufacturing and infrastructure, and also accompanied by management of information, attitudes and context. And he also advocated for universities to be niche-based rather than being all over. This was also followed by a presentation by Dr. Sifadi, powerful and also thought-provoking, and generated a lot of interest on renewable energy. He started by refreshing our memories on the main culprits of and sources of greenhouse gases. And this concern was also that Northern Cape may become a site for nuclear waste, and you know the dangers that it has. And studies that is undertaking on conductive polymers as alternative to silicon. He also gave an example of SPU's buildings that have a heating and cooling system that is smart. So in terms of the curriculum that he advocated for would have been to start at the early childhood development on awareness, impact of advantages and disadvantages of different sources of energy. And he also advocated for a sustainable collaboration between universities, societies, and environmental management agents. And he foresees a creation of jobs in the construction and maintenance of renewable plants. Ladies and gentlemen, I think yesterday we also reserved the best for the last. We had also had a powerful presentation from Dr. James on the role of partnerships and community engagement in enhancing economic growth. She started by taking us to the social injustice, the inequalities, where there is extreme wealth and privileges versus shack dwellers' lifestyles. And in that, she pointed to evil economic structures and systems which deepen economic injustices. And this is very apparent in South African societies. Just across the street, from wealth, the have-nots, you go just across the street, you see the opposite of what you have just experienced across the other street. So she said 4IR must not lead to a lesser human society, and highlighted the negatives of aid. And hence she advocated for partnerships that must be mutually binding, interdependent interactions with shared intentions. And she borrowed, I think, from Fowler. And there she also said there must be integration of academic knowledge and community knowledge. And when they integrate, this leads to community thinking in community. Is also supported by Franz Fanon. And ways to enhance economic growth would be through research and innovation and creation of technology hubs, among other ways in which curricula can enhance economic growth. And some of the skills that are needed in PSET involve problem solving, creativity, emotional intelligence, negotiation, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the opening ahead, and hopefully deliberations, robust deliberations will also follow in the commissions. I thank you.
We say thank you very much to Thomas once again. Indeed, yesterday was a day of clarifying a whole lot of things, and I was just sitting there and thinking, maybe we needed to have a lot of politicians here yesterday so that they can understand what is 4IR. Because sometimes they tend to use the words just. Yeah, just because you want to sound clever, you use that word. And I was sitting there and I was thinking maybe we needed to have most of them. Maybe in other sessions, maybe we'll see if we can have invite somebody who represents them. Yesterday, it was a good day Today, I think it's going to be better because we are going to be engaged in thinking and sitting down, and maybe at the end of the day, we'll come up with recommendations, from this forum to see what we want to see happening as we move out. I went to bed yesterday and I'm thinking there was a whole lot of bad news in the country. And this morning I heard that there's a bit of good news. Capitec is doing well. Yes, Capitec is doing well. While the other banks are closing branches, they want to open another 600 branches, which is a good thing. What really interested me was they say they're going to have a whole lot of opportunities for young people, but key to that, they also want a whole lot of data analysts. And for me, there was something good, because I know Salt Lake University is quite interested in doing that. Well, child maintenance is going up. So it's also a good thing. 10 rand, it's not a bad thing. It reminded me a story of before I call the next speaker quickly, the story of a young man who was in dispute with a young woman about who the father of the child was. So he was hauled to the courts, and then the court said to him, well, since you claim not to be the father of the child, so we will send you for paternity tests. So this young man, typical of a guy who does not understand things, so they were sent to do blood tests. They sent to the outlet where they have to go the blood test, and he comes out, he goes with a friend basically. So they went out there, he says, hey, these people, I don't know what they want from me. So they went in there, did the blood test, came out. So this young man came out and he says to his friend, I just witnessed something funny. These guys, they want to find out who is the father of the child, but they are drawing the blood from the hand. If you didn't get it, it's okay. So we're going to call on Mr. Mbodi Kurumbe to come and explain the issue about the commissions. We welcome him with a round of applause, please.
Good morning. Okay, we're going to break into commissions. We have got 4 commissions. We have already pre-selected commission chairs. Therefore, the first commission will be led by Dr. Gudu, the second one by Mrs. Tansa, the third one by Mr. Mgaga, the fourth one by Mrs. Siviwe. I can't pronounce the surname. This is the space that has been dedicated for you. If you go out of the hall here, you walk down, you pass the first block, the second block, classrooms have been numbered with numbering like this one. Commission number 1, commission number 2, commission number 3, up to commission number 4. We're going to allocate the numbering for these 4 commissions by doing and numbering 1, 2, 3, 4. All number 1s are on commission 1. All number 2s are in commission 2. And then it continues like that. Is that okay? Great. We're going to be in the commissions until the time has changed a lot here now. I can't. But it was supposed to be 1 hour 20 minutes. That means starting from now, 1 hour 20 minutes, we will be coming back. And then maybe we will slot in the CETA presentation before break or after the break. But let's do the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4. Just remember, if you are number 1, you are in commission 1. If you are number 4, you are in commission 4. We're going to start from this side. 1 hour 14 minutes. We're starting from here. 1, 2.